Alright guys, I need to make one of my best friends a new truck insert for baseball season. Her son plays baseball. They're pretty big in the baseball thing. So I think for this one, I am going to paint this milk chocolate. The ball will be white with red laces. I'm going to paint this milk chocolate, and I'll paint the base white, make this stitching red. Then I'm going to paint the tailgate sign. I'm going to use this blue for the background, this for the letters because these are his school colors, and then we'll do red for the laces. Then I'll do chocolate, milk chocolate for this. I'll do blue on home run and yellow for the background. I think that'll look good. So I'm gonna color sort all these. So I want this, I think I want this one to be white, this one to be red, and red, and red. This will be brown. This will be brown. Red and red. I'm going to need another piece of tape. Then I'm going to paint these yellow and this blue. This will be yellow and this will be blue. Okay, so I'm gonna move this out of the way for a minute. I think what I'm gonna do here, since yellow is such a hard color, you have to put multiple layers on. I'm gonna base coat it with white first. Sorry, this one's gonna be blue, this one's gonna be yellow. I'm gonna base coat this one. And then this will be red, so the scorching doesn't matter. Home run will be blue, play ball will be yellow. So I'm gonna base coat this with yellow. I'm just gonna go through and get off as much as I can. I'm not too worried about it. I'll have plenty of layers on it, but since I'm base coating with white, I want to get as much of this scorching off as possible. Yeah. And then this will be white. And this will be white. Okay. So I'm going to get blue out and we'll do blue first. So this is Mega Blue. And if you didn't want to use a makeup sponge, you can use a roller, since this is a larger surface to paint. If you were going to do bulk painting, I would definitely encourage using a roller. Let that dry. And then, since I already have blue out, this is going to be blue. And then I want to base coat this and this with white. Okay, put that to the side. This one's white. Okay, set that to the side. On here, I want this white, so we'll have to be careful right here, and this white. So we'll start with the plate. When you go over the engraving here, you don't want too much paint on your brush. I always like to start off of it, and then just go over it lightly, and that way you don't get paint down in the engrave area. And then I'll paint the base that goes into the truck insert, whether that's your breadboard, truck, whatever. Paint the bottom of it white. And it doesn't matter how I'm painting the baseball bat because I got a baseball bat to cover it. But I do want to be careful by the mix. I'm going to paint that chocolate brown. And you can dab, you can swipe, whatever your heart desires. And white definitely usually needs more than one coat. Okay, so I'm happy with that. And then you want to be careful by the mitt here. So you can use a paintbrush. I'm comfortable just using the makeup sponge. And I don't care about getting paint on the bat because I'm going to cover that anyway. And you don't want to press too hard in this area because you can see, like right there in the bottom of the S, because I pressed a little too hard, the paint from my sponge got on it, which I'm not worried about. This will definitely need another coat. So we'll put that over there to dry. Next, I need red for the laces. Now this will definitely need, red always needs more than one coat. So, you guys can paint this however you want. This is just for inspiration. I am using our local high school football color, or sorry, baseball colors. We are doing baseball, Lisa. We are doing baseball, not football. And that one will be white, so let's get white on that one. It's the one for the glove. Brown. I'm going to use chocolate or milk chocolate. So just go over Slugger lightly. Bring this back and we can do the glove. So again, be careful around the ball. And you can use a paintbrush. I just am comfortable with a makeup sponge. The bottom of this mitt doesn't need to be perfect because it's going to be hidden when you put it in the truck insert. So we'll set that aside and let that dry. Oh, we already got all of our base coating done. So I'm going to put another layer of white on here and another layer of red. And we'll let that dry and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm gonna move this out of the way. I'm gonna paint this yellow. This is Deco Art Marigold. And I think I'm gonna do one more coat. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry. And I'm gonna paint this yellow. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm gonna add a second layer of white to the ball. just be cautious and slow around the mitt. I like that. The rest of my stuff here looks pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and let some of this dry. Actually, this one's good. We can go ahead and glue on Homer Wren to the license plate. Yep. I'm not gonna do any fancy shading or anything on this. I'm gonna keep it pretty simple. Just line it up with the score lines. Again, I'm using art glitter glue, which dries pretty fast and clear, but it also gives you enough time to maneuver where you want your piece to be. Cute. And we're gonna do clay ball. Got a little bit of glue seepage there, but I'm not worried about it. You can take a Q-tip or something and clean out the edges if you want, but it'll dry clear. Just trying to get this done pretty quick. Gotta work on some wedding flowers this afternoon. All right. Perfect. Set that to the side. See if this is dry. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm gonna glue the slugger bat down. Perfect. Let's do the laces on the baseball. Line it up with the score lines. Perfect. Oh, that looks so good. Okay. And there goes my dog because there's a cat outside. All right, so Oops, I didn't like to stick. Nova. Okay, there's the baseball truck insert. Super cute.